The world of Hytale is full of mysteries, but no one are as deep, ancient and dangerous as the ocean. A place where sunlight fades, legends awaken and entire civilizations may be hiding beneath the waves. Today we're diving into the unknown, exploring the creatures, the biomes and the secrets of Hytale's vast ocean. So let's stand up together, put on our diving gear, and let's dive in to the oceans of Hytale. Before we dive in, if you like my content and want to support me, please consider to subscribe to the channel and even dropping a like. And if you want to support me even further, please use the code Wirrek when you're checking out in the Hytale store. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. Hello gamers and welcome to another video. A quick disclaimer before we start. Hytale is still in early access, so content from the ocean is not finished yet. So keep that in mind. And as for the day I'm recording this video, Hytale is currently on version 2026-01-17. So when you are watching this video, maybe the ocean is completely different. So today we're gonna talk about what's actually inside of the game right now. And also we'll be talking about some potential updates that will come in the future to the ocean. So no more stalling, let's jump straight into the first part, the gear. So the gear that we'll be using, it's called the Crude Diving Gear. Now, you might be wondering what's so special about these items. So if you look at the tooltip, we see that we get the trait Oxygen. This trait is the one that would actually give us the ability to breathe longer under the water. I say longer because you won't be able to breathe infinite under the water here. But it's much longer compared to not having the gear at all. So let's jump into the water and I will show you how long you will actually be able to breathe underwater with the gear versus without the gear. So let's pause the video here for a bit and just have a quick look at the air bar that we have in the middle of our screen. Because the game is in early access, we can see that the air bar kinda bugs and flickers a bit. That's totally understandable. But if you look a bit closer, you can actually see that the bar will slowly deplete over time. With the diving gear on, you can see the air is depleting very slowly. And that's because of the oxygen trait for the gear. But let's compare it to when I take off the gear. We can see that the air bar depletes very quickly. So this will give you maximum of like 1 minute under the water before you start to take damage. When I equipped the gear back on, the air bar added airtime, but it looked like I lost air instead. That is because of Hytale's bar system. When you equip normal gear, for example, you will get the HP stat that will increase the max HP your character have. This is the same principle, but with airtime instead. So it's very important that you equip the gear on the surface at first before you jump into the water. That way you will maximize the airtime. Now for the question that everyone has been asking, how do you get this gear? Well, I'm sad to say that you can't, as of yet. Inside of Hytale's exploration mode, there isn't any way that you can obtain this gear. The Hytale team has said that they will implement this feature into the game in the future. But if you want to explore under the ocean in your world, you will just have to give yourself operator, go into creative mode and give yourself the diving gear. This isn't really cheating, because if you can't get the items the normal way, you just have to give it to yourself. Because if you want to explore the whole early access, as it is right now, you just have to do it. Next up we're gonna talk about the structures that you can find in the ocean zone. The most common structure you will find is the sunken ship. And these ships are usually guarded by sharks. These sharks aren't actually dangerous right now, but in the future updates it will probably make them more aggressive. If you swim into the ship, you can find these chests. These chests are not really that amazing. You can see that we only find some logs, berries, and some essence of ice. But if you're lucky, you can also find some leather scrap and some cobalt ingots. In this chest, we found actually some shadow weave scrap. And these scraps are great for the mid-game to late game. So if we have a look at the armor workbench, you can see that the cobalt helm is crafted by cobalt ingots and shadow weave scraps. And of course, the loot in this chest can vary from ship to ship. But it will be the mid-tier loot, so either cobalt ingots or shadow weave scrap. Next on the list, we have these ruins that you can find in the ocean as well. These ruins doesn't really have anything special inside of them. As you can see, when I open the chest, it's empty. But I'm guessing that they will add some items to the chests later down the line. But I think the aesthetic here is really cool. Just to think that the ocean might have watched over these buildings at one point, just to leave these ruins behind. A more interesting ruin that we have found is this one. So from the environment here underwater, we can see that it's some kind of society that was living down here. So maybe this was their town hall of some sort. If we have a look at the structure that we see in the middle here, it kind of looks like some kind of octopus animal. So maybe this was attacked by some mystical creature. Next up, let's talk about the ores that we can find under the water here. So far, when I've looked, I've found 4 types of ores. We have copper, iron, gold, and silver. And all these ores are great for the mid-game. The cobalt ore you can only acquire from the shipwrecks. Next up, let's talk about the fish or the animals that you can find inside of the ocean. There's a lot of different types of animals you can find here. But for example, we have the clownfish, lobster, moray eel, pike, piranha, pufferfish, rainbow trout, and shark. These are the animals that is listed by the Hytale wiki. But if we have a closer look, we can see that we can find some more jellyfish types. For example, we have the yellow jellyfish, the red yellowfish, the cyan yellowfish, the green jellyfish, and lastly, we have the blue jellyfish. Now, for the big jellyfish, we have the man-of-war jellyfish so far, and I think this jellyfish looks the coolest. This one you've probably been thinking about the whole video, the humpback whale. This animal is the biggest ocean animal we have in Hytale so far, and I think it looks so epic. Just imagine this one swallowing you while you're exploring under the water. I did some tests just to see which of these animals are actually aggressive towards the player. But even the piranhas and the man-of-war and the sharks don't attack the player when you attack them. So maybe they will add this interaction into the game in the future. I also tried to get the pufferfish to puff up, but that didn't seem to work either. So I'm guessing that mechanic isn't in the game yet. But we'll remember from the trailer that we saw the pufferfish there. And in the trailer he puffed up. So I'm guessing that they will add that mechanic into the game in the future. Yes, that is correct. The Kraken inside of Hytale. We all know that right now we don't have the Kraken inside of Hytale, but we actually got some concepts art from the Hytale team some years ago. So let's show them and talk about how the Kraken will actually work inside of Hytale. So this right here is the concept art that we got from the Hytale team a couple of years ago. And in this concept art you can actually see the Kraken is actually picking up a player and hurling it across the sea. The wiki says, the Kraken is a deep sea creature that may appear in-game when Hytale is released. The Kraken has only been in concept art so far. It's likely that this creature will be a hostile boss mob. And we've already seen some boss mobs inside of Hytale already. For example, the Yeti here. This guy isn't really that dangerous, you can kill him pretty easy if you got a good gear on you. So if you compare this Yeti to the Kraken, I would be so much more afraid of the Kraken. And that's because Nintendo has scarred me for life, because of the eel inside of Super Mario 64. This guy is pure nightmare fuel. But if we're gonna talk about the location of the Kraken, it will be inside of the deep ocean. So the deepest point of the ocean. Right now, this doesn't exist in Hytale. But the closest thing we got is this ravine right here. So I'm guessing you will find some type of hole that you can swim down, and inside of the hole you will find Mr. Kraken himself. And that's all the information that we have right now for the ocean inside of Hytale. I'm very excited to see how the Hytale team will develop the ocean and what they will add in the future. And let's hope they will add the ability to create the diving gear very soon, so we will be able to explore the ocean in the vanilla game. And if you watched this video the whole way through, thank you so much. And let me know in the comments what content you want to see inside of the ocean in Hytale. And don't forget, if you like my content, drop a like and maybe even subscribe. It's totally free and it will make me a very happy guy. Thank you so much for watching, have a great one. Peace out, gamers.